Jakey. Yeah, you go running through the bush like a madman. He thinks he's still a lightweight puppy. It's about 50 pounds now. It's 25 kilograms, 24 kilograms. Hey, good boy. Go get that thing. Just jumping and diving through the bush. Come on, Jake.
What's the rabbit? Rabbit traps. I wonder if our Cam got the rabbit.
Folks, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Maureen.
And this is another Cabin Life. Today we're going to talk about starting fires from a newbie's standpoint with a ferro rod. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to try to start a fire today. Santa Claus came and he gave us a couple of ferro rods, and normally we just use matches or, you know, a Bic lighter. What do you call those?
A Bic lighter.
Bic lighter. So normally we just use matches or a butane lighter, a Bic, whatever, and that's always done the job. Never needed to you know, fall back to anything else, an alternative. But today we're going to try. And we're going to learn something new today. And who says you can't teach this old dog new tricks?
Which old dog?
She's always learning. So,
Oh, so it's me.
well, that's a testament to your youthfulness.
Thank
right?
you. Usually he starts the fires, so this will be good for me to be able to say I can start a fire if I have to.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll get that set up, and we'll see you then. Well, here we are. I just gathered a little bit of dry cedar out of the bush and shaved it off and stripped some of the internal part of the cedar off of the branch, and it's just enough for the demonstration to see if we'll be able to get a fire going. If we can get a flame going with this, I know we can get a really good fire going. So we might even be able to transfer the fire from here into our little barbecue. And we're using the barbecue because it's so cold out that any snow on the wood and whatnot, it burns and turns to steam. So we're avoiding those issues tonight. So away we go. Let's see who can get a fire going here. Not that it's a competition of any sort, because it's the first time for both of us and very much a learning curve. So we're going to see what works and what doesn't.
Do you want some?
Now, if you want, okay, put some of that to the side, and for me too. And if I feel I want to use that, then we can do that. Oh, that's pretty dry. Where'd you get the grass?
Side of the trail.
Side of the trail. Stuff is still growing up or sticking up out of the snow, was it?
It's that tall, it's like tall 4-foot grass.
Actually, this looks pretty good. I think I might use some of that. I'm going to do my own little thing here and kind of squish it up, and
Okay.
maybe I'll put some of that at the bottom of this pile as a bed for a spark to catch in. All right. We're going to develop our own strategies here as we go. These fire stills, from what I understand, there's no correct way and no wrong way. Well, there is a correct way. It's when you get a fire going. There's no wrong way, though, from what I understand. It's all a matter of how hard is the ferro rod, and how much pressure and at what angle, and how sharp is the edge that you're making the spark with. So I don't know. Let's give it a go.
Should we show them what we have?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what we have is
They're twins.
They are twins, tiny little ferro rods. I managed to get a spark out of it once or twice. It takes a lot of pressure, so these must be hard ones. Not sure. Either that or this edge isn't as sharp as it could be, but let's see what we can do with her. Minus 35 out with the wind chill, and I got my fire. Woohoo! Woo! I got it. Oh, I should with it. Takes a lot of pressure, so these must be hard ones. Not sure. Either that or this edge isn't as sharp as it could be, but let's see what we can do with her. Yeah, I'm moving the pile all around, so learning curve there. That don't work. Well, we're sparking. Okay.
You know what?
I'm gonna try my knife. They say don't use the edge of the knife because you'll dull it. But you know what? If you're in an emergency situation, practicing your bushcraft and survival skills in an emergency situation, you will use the edge of the knife if that's what it takes in order to get the spark. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use the flat side of the knife, but because this is a fold-up knife, I'm not going to use that edge like that. I'm going to fold my knife in so that it won't fold on me and I have an accident. So let's try this, see what happens. Oh, that works. Minus 35 out with the wind chill, and I got my fire. Woohoo!
Oh, look, I got mine.
Yay!
Woo.
Congratulations. Woohoo! Whoop. There we go. Let's see what happens with this. A little bit of cotton ball with a bit of oil on it. There we go. And whatever you do, don't lose your ferro rod or the striker by putting it down on the ground. And then you're without it because it's so easy to lose these. At least these are red handled, so that's good.
And the striker's attached.
Yes, and the striker is attached, so that's good. It is so cold out with these exposed hands. Any moisture on the hands can really, or on the face, can turn into frostbite. Let's see what it's like with tissue. Gotta get the right pressure and the right angle, I notice, and speed. Oh, there we go. All it takes is a spark, eh, boys and girls? It is so cold. Minus 22 or 23 Celsius. That's like 35, minus 35 Celsius. In my terms, it's minus 22. That's minus 135 on the wind chill scale. Minus 35 with the wind chill. And skin can freeze in a matter of a few minutes. You got to stay covered up and pay attention. This time of year, after Christmas, our days start to get a little bit longer. And I'm not sure exactly what time it is right now. I think it's about 4:30, 4:45 or so, and we still have a little bit of light. Just enough light to see as you're walking, and a little lighter. Little lighter later, just what I like to see. That means we're heading towards spring. Yoo-hoo!
Woohoo!
Only 3 more months of snow till we get there, though.
It's okay.
So the rhythms of the seasons and the rhythms of day and night, we often pay so much attention to the weather when you live out in the country or out in the forests, in the wilderness. Whether you work out in the wilderness or what have you, it's you tend to really pay attention to the weather. First thing when you wake up in the morning, you want to know what the weather's like today. Listening to a forecast is one thing, but actually seeing the weather for yourself before you venture out is always the best policy. A forecast will help you to plan, but there's nothing like seeing it the day of when you're going out. Say you're going out hiking in the bush, you want to make sure it's going to be conducive and whatnot. So, but we pay attention to those rhythms of nature. You get to know the high pressure system and a low pressure system, the changes of weather and what you're in for. What do those systems mean? You can read the clouds, whether it's stratified clouds, cumulus nimbus, in the case of those big puffy ones that collect water and create thunderstorms and that kind of thing. And then there's, you got to pay attention to the cloud cover, and that's how you can read the sky and read the weather. Often you can tell with the cloud cover what kind of weather you're going to be in for in 2 days' time. Very interesting. Anyways, yeah, there's you learn as you go. This is something you don't learn in a few weeks or months, but it takes years and years to read the weather and be in tune with nature and the rhythms. So always a good thing. Oh, it's nice just to have this little bit of fire, eh, hon?
It is. Just have a nice little fire.
Well, if you're new to our channel, we would like to welcome you to Cabin Life. It's a series of episodes that we share with you our antics and going-ons around the cabin.
Our antics?
Yeah, as the case may be. We would like it if you would subscribe. That way you'll get updates. When you subscribe, not only do you have to hit the red button that's at the bottom below the video for YouTube, you also it would be a good idea to get notifications. It's not just enough to subscribe. You have to hit that gray bell. There's a little gray bell beside the subscribe button. If you click on that, I think a menu comes up that asks you how you would like to get your notifications. So YouTube makes it so you've got to click subscribe to get notified, but then you've got to click the bell in order to get notified. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But,
well, it doesn't to me either, but I guess it's YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so please watch and share with other like-minded people that would enjoy what we're doing.
Thank you very much for that too, for joining us. We like sharing with you. We like your comments too. We'd like to hear your comments. So 2017 was quite a year for us. It was a year of settling in and whatnot. You'll have to forgive me today for kind of slouching. My back is acting up on me. So it's hard to sit in the chairs. Anyway, yeah, it's been quite a year. Didn't get quite as much done as what I wanted to.
No, a lot of things had to be put on next year's roster. With Glenn being out from injuring his back, he had to take it easy, so his injury didn't become a worse injury. And I got some stuff done, but not as much as what we'd have liked to have
Well,
done.
we can get a lot more done when it's two of
When
us
it's
going,
two.
right? So
So,
take care of your back. There's tasks to do, and sometimes we get so focused on wanting to get stuff done and continue getting stuff done. I was tamping sand all around the foundation and whatnot, and stamping on it with my feet after lifting a bunch of logs and whatnot up from the ditch. And I guess I threw my back out then, and then when I started tamping all the sand, that certainly did not help things at all. It messed me up for almost 8 months. So 24/7 pain, not good. So take care of yourself. Don't push it too hard, and take it as don't try to overdo it. 2018 is going to be a really good year for us. We're looking forward to it. We have a lot to do, a lot to share with you all around the cabin and our homestead. We're going to share with you stuff that's going on with cabin life, and we're not going to do stuff that we wouldn't normally do. We're not going to hike off into the bush just for the sake of making a fire and having tea, or putting a soup on the fire or something. We'll only be doing that if we're actually going out, like what we plan on breaking trail next spring and summer, making some new trails around here. And in that case, we will be hiking out in the bush, and I guess we'll be cooking up some lunches and stuff like that, and having coffee and all that. So join us for that. Lots of stuff that we're going to be doing. Some people have asked for a tour of the cabin, and we'll be doing that. Right now, it's just basically a shell. We have some building materials. What do we have in there? We've got the new flooring materials, and we're going to be doing some tongue and groove pine, I think, is what we're going to do. We don't have those materials yet. And then what are we doing for the outside?
for the outside, we're doing the rounded edges of logs. One of our neighbors builds square log homes, and his mill is just down the road. So I stopped in one day and I asked him what he does with the rounded parts, the 4 sides that he cuts off. And so he said we're quite welcome to go and get those lengths of the cut off outsides of the logs. So we're going to do that. And
I thought it would be nice to have a log look to the outside of the cabin, and it would just be a veneer, of the outside cuts of the logs. But I think it would look neat if we can get uniform sizes and so forth. It's only 12 by 16 around the outside, and of course we've got to put a deck on too.
So I figure if he's building a house with square logs and we just have a 12 by 16, he should have plenty of wood for us.
Lots to choose from. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. And it's nice talking to the neighbors. We were mentioning over Christmas there that it's a good time to get together with your neighbors and say hello and Merry Christmas. It was really good getting together with our neighbors that we'd mentioned them with their dog and had lots of fun. And it's really good touching base, and you catch up on things that have happened. Everybody's so busy doing their stuff. So in this case, we were talking about the wildlife that we've seen, and that we'd seen some big cat tracks. We thought they were cat tracks, but didn't know what they were. And I wondered if they were a lynx or possibly even a cougar, which would be, I think,
Wow.
really rare. But as it turned out, talking to the neighbor, they confirmed that they had also seen a cougar, and that their neighbor had sighted a cougar not too far from here as well. So we think there's a cougar that has all this area marked out as its territory. So that's always good to catch up on your neighbors like that. Boy, that fire is nice. I can feel the heat from
Yeah,
here.
it is. Nice to have a fire.
Oh, it's been so cold. What a cold snap we've had. It's so cold. I thought I saw a deer fart snowflakes over there.
What can we do?
So we're going to share with you the things that we do around here, and we're going to keep it real, and you'll be viewing some of our challenges that we've gone through, like today with the Ferro Rod, getting a fire going, and I'm sure there'll be lots of challenges to overcome. So for now, that's it for this episode. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'm Glenn.
And I'm Maureen.
And we shall see you next time on Cabin Life. Over and out.
Take care.